Hey, welcome back to the studio. We are looking at some news.
Some Max news.
From Max.
I don't know why this is a thing now.
Because it's not exclusively HBO anymore. It's Max. But we're going to be talking about the new Harry Potter show. This is going to be a live action TV show doing the Harry Potter books.
Right.
All of them?
Yeah, it's going to be like 7 seasons.
Oh, they're going to do a season per book? A season per book.
So from what I understand, the big selling point of this and what kind of this article summarizes in a certain sections is they've been speaking with J.K. Rowling, and the main thing is that the executive producer, who I believe was involved with the films, wanting to elaborate more on what's in the books that you kind of get by proxy of a series as opposed to a film. I'm sure there's a little bit added, a lot cut from the movies themselves. And so they're kind of rebranding and saying, hey, these are great movies for Harry Potter. Now we're going to look at it in a series format and see how we can tell the same story, but in a new way.
Well, I think this is really important. They want to do it for a new generation of fandom, which is understandable.
Yeah.
You know, there's kids who didn't grow up on Harry Potter, and there's people that want to see an interpretation of the books in a longer form.
I think the only thing that sparks my interest with the longer form content over the movies is telling more school. Like, they could almost lean into the school drama and maybe not, the overall story arc of like Voldemort and all that. They could have that in there, but they could lean into almost the drama school side of it.
And there's a lot of that in the books. That there's a lot of stuff, interactions with Harry and Ron and Hermione, along with other characters in the books. That there's a lot more like their relationships and how they interact. I think in one book there's basically almost an entire year, like half a year, where they don't interact with Hermione.
That's true. And in the movies it's
don't
like
talk to her.
In the movies it's like what, 15-20 minutes of the film?
Well, it's I don't know if it's like when
she's messing with time.
No, he gets the firebolt, the broomstick from Sirius Black.
Yeah.
He receives that, and he wants to use it, but Hermione doesn't want him to use it. She thinks there could be jinxes on it, so she basically tells the teachers that he has it.
Gets him in trouble.
And kind of betrays him, and so they have to inspect the broom and everything, and he didn't get to use it till like the end of the year. But Ron and Harry just don't talk to her because of that.
I'm curious. I know as a track record, HBO, in my opinion, has been the better of the platforms to create content for shows, stuff like that. They do fall short sometimes. The Last of Us.
Velma.
But
Velma.
Their track record overall, I think, is better than most things. I hope they're not just doing this to compete with something like Wednesday. Because that's kind of what it feels like.
When I was watching Wednesday, I'm going to be honest, I had a thought.
Like Harry Potter, didn't
it? Felt a lot like Harry Potter, and I thought, what would be fun? Harry Potter in series format.
It seems like that's what they're doing. They saw that show and they said, this is becoming a thing. Let's just do Harry Potter again.
Here's a big question. They give us kind of a teaser, right?
Right.
With the candles lighting up, and they're saying Harry Potter.
Same music as
Max.
The movies.
Are we using the same score?
That teaser that was released, I don't know if you want to pull it up.
They use the Harry Potter music.
Yeah, it's the same music. So I maybe it's just for the teaser for nostalgia purposes.
That's the original music.
So, I mean, do you guys think this is going to be a success? Are you looking forward to it? I mean, the budget says it's on par with like Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon.
120 stacking everything from
125 million for the season.
Yeah, that is.
Do we have like podcast? There's Joe Rogan standards,
right?
And then
for series, there's
Game of Thrones standards.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah,
it's there for a reason.
my questions are going to be how much are we changing the characters? Because I don't want to see a huge departure from who they are in the movies.
Yeah.
Because J.K. Rowling has said herself in the past, I'm not sure what she's saying in more recent times, but she's said that certain characters are different races or different, all these different things. But then in this article, I believe she says she wants it to be as close to the book, or this allows it to be as close to the book as they can possibly get it.
J.K. Rowling, although she's made some edits to the story to make it more progressive, I mean, the woke industry doesn't care for her. I mean, she's this close to getting on Ben Shapiro's show.
Here's the thing. No, here's the thing. She's not.
No.
She is very much a feminist person. And
traditionally, though.
Well,
not as much with today's versions.
No, it's pretty modern.
Okay.
And despite a few little disagreements that she has with, some of the things with the trans community, she's very much in line with a lot of the identity politics associated with Hollywood.
Right.
Will that be in Harry Potter? Or will she maintain the idea that this is a story for kids?
Yeah.
If they're trying to appeal to kids, then perhaps having that stuff doesn't
sexual identity not be a part of it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, HBO, as a track record, they can make a good show as long as they have a good writer behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Like George R. R. Martin.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of helped him write the script for the show, and that's what made it such a good show, I think. J.K. Rowling has wrote these stories. These are her stories, and we have fallen in love with these stories over the years. So she can write good stories.
Right.
As much as she might have changed some things now, she knows this world herself.
She wrote these stories.
Yes.
And like nothing else.
But I know, but I'm saying she can write some good stuff.
So she
is she going
what
to?
It is. Well,
I don't know.
That's not. She's already written it all down.
But they might add stuff if they they'll add stuff.
If we'll see what they do, because this is from what I've heard taking place at the same time the original movies took place around the 90s.
Mm-hmm. At least we haven't got word 90s. Otherwise.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with the characters. I'm really interested to see what they change, if they change it.
To what degree?
I mean, considering they're keeping similar music, the music is important because they want to grab not only a new generation who has an experience to the music and experience this nostalgia, but they want to grab the older generation as well.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm of the opinion this is probably a marketing stunt. They might. There's a small chance, I think, that they're going to keep the original music in this series because there are a lot of I know, like Warner Brothers, they're going to own the rights to that music, right? But there's going to be an aspect to, especially if they're trying to appeal to a new generation, they're probably going to try to, in the same way that Star Wars and Indiana Jones that we're seeing is changing the structure of the music with just tiny riffs in there. I think it's going to be different. I think
they'll change some things, but I think for the most part they'll keep a similar music.
Man, what I don't know. I'm feel a bit torn about that because I'm like, well, the music we already associated with it, and it's really catchy and it's really fun, but also the lack of creativity. You know what I mean? To just kind of copy and paste what worked in the past.
Honestly, though, I think I would prefer having the old music as opposed to having a new score that doesn't grab me.
Doesn't fit.
The new score really has to fit, and it has to be catchy, and it has to be mysterious. If they don't have that and that doesn't work, you go back to the old score.
Can you correct me if I'm wrong? Was it John Williams that did this?
John
Williams, I thought it was.
I was about to say the late, the great, but I don't know if
the GOAT.
I don't know if he's late.
Well, no, I don't know if he's late, but I don't think he's late. I think we will know when he becomes late, but the GOAT for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we'll be looking at any teaser trailers behind the scenes type.
We'll touch on them.
So if you guys want to follow along, subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell us what you think down in the comments. We appreciate you coming to watch, and we'll see you in the next one.